Plants vs. Zombies, the childhood game of many, including myself. It was initially released by PopCap in 2009, where it gained massive success, leading to PopCap being bought out by EA Games and a multitude of games expanding upon this franchise. Some are beloved, such as the original Plants vs. Zombies and the shooter game Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare, and some were somewhat disappointing, such as the power-crept, pay-to-win dumpster fire of Plants vs. Zombies 2, and Plants vs. Zombies 3, which feels like an inbred mix of Candy Crush and the other forgotten Plants vs. Zombies Facebook game. All of said games are still relatively popular, except for the Facebook game, but there is one game terribly neglected by PopCap, a game which still has so much untapped potential, with a niche but very tight fan base. Plants vs. Zombies Heroes. Plants vs. Zombies Heroes was released in 2016 and is a superhero-themed card game similar to popular games at that time like Hearthstone. You've likely seen mentions of it through fan art, especially if you are an online gooner, but have only played it like once or twice. For those of you unfamiliar, there are multiple plant and zombie heroes you can play as, where plants are guaranteed to face the zombies. The game takes place in this map with 5 lanes, one lane being the heights and one being water. Gameplay goes as follows. The zombie first plays units in any of those lanes, then the plant can play its own units, or play a trick. Tricks are essentially one-time use spells to do a specific effect, and both plants and zombies have them. Some tricks can have simpler effects, like dealing 2 damage to a specific target, or some tricks can make a zombie do a backflip and destroy half the planet. Once the plant finishes its turn, then zombies get a turn to do exclusively tricks. Where after the zombie tricks, all units currently placed in the map goes through a battle phase where they do an attack. The goal of the game is to attack and kill the enemy hero through units placed in empty lanes. Each time a hero takes damage, they gain 1 to 3 block meter, and reaching 8 block meter would lead to the damage being nullified and allow the player to instantly gain 1 of 4 possible hero-specific tricks. Additional mechanics include the water lane, where only units with the amphibious trait can be placed, heights, where certain units get buffed, and ground lanes, where environments can be placed, leading to plants or zombies on said lane to perform special abilities. This may sound like quite a lot mechanically, and really it is, but it is all presented in a relatively intuitive manner, where you can check card abilities whenever needed and practice against AI before facing real players. The game has a story mode, which as of now has no reward for beating other than a small ego boost. Most gameplay revolves around the online multiplayer mode, where you win battles to rank up for gems and end of season packs to get more cards. Players also get quests every 8 hours, which allow players to get more gems, the main currency in this game, to buy packs. There are currently over 2,000 cards! Well, from that, you can probably guess how wild certain games can be, especially because of the insane abilities many plants and zombies have. Let's play a game. I will give you 3 abilities and you have to guess which one is made up. 1. An environment where any plant played on it becomes immune to all damage. 2. A zombie which instantly increases the hero's max HP by 10. Or 3. A plant which doubles its stat at the end of every round. The made up one is 2, because it's a plant, not a zombie, obviously. Nearly every card has their uses and synergies, many of which being unhinged, which results in popping them off becoming so much more satisfying. While this does mean some plants will be power crept and overshadowed, I don't see this as a big problem because most cards still have their strengths and synergies, and if they don't, they probably aren't even fun to play. My personal favorite playstyle is conjuring decks, where instead of using cards which are strong by itself, I load up my deck with zombies which add any random zombie card in the game into my hand. Zombies to decrease the cost of said zombies, and zombies to permanently increase the stats of all zombies. There are so many potential ways to win in this game, and outwitting your opponent through predicting their playstyle, playing cards accordingly, and destroying the cards they rely on using abilities and tricks is what makes this game the most fun. As I indulge in my sadistic desires, giving my enemies false hope before crushing it all down. Oh, these pathetic cockroaches I step... Basically, it's nice. However, there are also some problems with this game. The last update was made in May 29th this year, and the one before was in December 2024. It's a bit far apart, but reasonable to some extent. But before that, the game was completely untouched ever since 2019. This contributed to the player base losing interest, as games like this rely on balance. With such infrequent updates, you'd expect the actual updates to balance out the game and fix bugs, right? In December 2024, a zombie trick called Quarterly Bonus was reworked. It used to be a support card which helped give cards to the player based on the number of zombies on the field, but it was underpowered, so it changed to a more offensive card, intended to set the strength of a zombie to 4 and cause it to do a bonus attack. But because of some spaghetti code, the zombie strength is now increased by 4 and it still does a bonus attack, which makes it significantly easier for a plant hero at full health to just instantly die. Although many parts of the game are still fun, this led to frustrations where every zombie hero used this trick and plant heroes are at a severe disadvantage. It took them 7 months to finally fix this issue, which I'm happy about, but really, all this time for such a simple yet major mistake. Additionally, from what I've interpreted from recent balance changes, popcap is now focusing on buffing cards rather than nerfing them. This honestly makes gameplay more fun and chaotic, but it may be a double-edged sword, as the meta becomes even more slanted, and competitive players especially may enjoy the game less. From the perspective of EA, I understand this game may not be the most profitable as it requires too much thinking to be popular with the likely target audience of young children. It especially doesn't help that now the mobile gaming industry is dominated by this amalgamation. But faint mentions of this game could still be heard across social media, and there are streamers who still consistently keep up with this game to this day. Compared to games like Plants vs Zombies 3, which to be frank, gets a bit boring, not just because of the game, but the concept lacking a lot of space for variety, compared to, let's say, a card game? This game, I feel, is more likely to retain its existing player base, and with a small push maybe in the competitive scene, through collaborations with other titles, that should create a boost in player count and maybe, just maybe, have a direct correlation with players spending a bit more money and letting you reel in the cold hard cash you want so much. This success already exists in new games like TCG Pokemon, so why not try listening to the players a bit more and update the game frequently with new content? And for you, the viewers, I really wish this video interests you in at least trying out the game. Hopefully, if there is a significant enough increase in players, this game will no longer be neglected and its potential can truly be unleashed.